Okay, so I got a lot of your guys' Sphere papers back last week, and last week was just crazy for me. I feel like coming off like ending the week and then all of that rolled into one, and I'm still reeling with it. But last month was so awesome for I feel like everyone in our team. It was like such an exciting month, and I'm gonna try to go on and talk about like this month's promo, so some of you guys can more grasp it a little bit. I think I'm just going to do it for the larger scale group, though, in the builder chat tomorrow. But the LLV promo has actually been proven to be their #1 promo in getting prolonged people on the LRP and customers. So it's an amazing promo. When I first did the business, I think it weirded me out a little bit because I wasn't comfortable talking about the vitamins. So I didn't even know how to get anyone onto it. But I feel like especially with, when I did Christmas in July, I'm doing an echo. That's so weird. I can literally hear my voice. Let me mute everyone and then mute real quick. Okay, let's see. Okay, now I'm not getting an echo. You guys can hear me? You can unmute yourself now, but that was really weird. Okay. Okay, so it's a really great promo to follow up with your customers the following month. Sometimes it's a little bit tricky, at least online sales-wise, to show it all at once because the vitamins, unless someone's really wanting the vitamins, it is a little bit harder to get the vitamins across in an online one for me so far. But maybe that's my mental block and I need to get over it, right? So maybe if I can try to figure out how to convey the LLV, here, let me see. Maybe if I can convey the LLV online, I'm going to try my best at it. But nonetheless, I feel like once they're connected into the group and you tag them on the LLV, like Christmas in July post, that is such an amazing one. It's like everybody sells the LLV for you and you don't even have to do it. So as long as you get people, tag them that. You don't have to tag them right when you sign them up. You can. Maybe they might be a little bit overwhelmed, but definitely as it gets closer to that next month, maybe come up with them a special package or something. I don't know about you guys, but the people that I signed up last month, even with just the membership, what I'm doing to get a second order this month is I'm actually going to go in and email all of them tomorrow and say, oh my goodness, I hope you're loving your BOGO orders. Or if it wasn't a BOGO and a kit, I hope you're loving your kit. I just wanted to let you know I'm doing a special if you get started on the LRP, which then I can tag a link in the video, right, so they can go watch it. This month I'm giving away, and you can give away what's ever comfortable with you guys, right? Like for me, I'm comfortable giving away a free diffuser because I know if they do the loyalty rewards order for $125, then I'm getting my entire cost back for my diffuser, right, in the fast start. So I'm okay with losing the fast start personally. But if you're not, then give them like a set of 4 roller bottles, right, or a custom blend, whatever fits within your budget. But definitely, utilizing that. And then the other thing that this month, I know Courtney connected with, why am I blanking? Courtney, who did you connect with? Susie. Courtney connected with Susie on Diamond Club. And I know Diamond Club is probably very vague in a lot of your guys' minds. What in the heck is Diamond Club? It's really weird. Susie did do a great video on Diamond Club that I could see if she can post for us. But basically, when you're in Diamond Club, to help you expand your business and then also people in doTERRA's, even if they're not in your organization, which Susie is below me, but she's not like, in any of your guys' organizations, she still gets a benefit from going to your class because that's helping expand her network, I guess, or helping you expand yours. Basically, she's able to get you more free oils for your customers. That's the bottom line, right? She doesn't do a sales pitch or anything like that. In the past, when other people in Diamond Club wanted to come to my classes, I told them no because I was a little bit weirded out by it and didn't understand it, and I didn't know if I connected with the person. But Susie, I love. She's totally not weird or salesy or anything like that. And just really nice, informative. She did a whole chat for us on a builder chat, so maybe some of you guys actually got to hear her already. But basically, she does have to physically meet your people at the class, or if you have a sign up that if you know you're going to have a sign up that she can go meet and like drop off the free oils to or something like that, I guess she can do that as well, like a one-on-one, right? But basically, if it's $100 order, PV order, your client would get a free grapefruit oil. If it was over 400 PV, they get balance and grapefruit, right?
So diamond if you're silver or above, right?
Say that again.
You can only do Diamond Club if you're silver or above.
Silver or above, some of them, sometimes they might let a premier in, but you'd have to have like your upline really talk about why they think you're ready for it. But typically it's just for silver and above you're able to. And with Diamond Club, what they do is they want you to travel a lot, and then you get your expenses half paid for. So travel, airfare, all of that gets helped covered. So that's my little, I don't want to talk about too much tonight, but she is starting those. So I know Courtney, she's going out to you right in Texas for a couple classes. She's going to come to some of mine, and she just literally has to stop in. And then when you put in your order, you don't even type it in. She actually does it all. You just take a screen print of the person's sign-up information and send that to her with your ID number at the top. She enters it in the computer. You still get all the credit, but they will automatically add that free oil to your person's order. So that's how, if you have any questions, she wrote on our group about Diamond Club, just message her. She's really like an open book and can explain it to you. And so like if you have a one-on-one or something like that, and you know, grapefruit's a great oil. It smells amazing, great for the metabolism. It's an anthro blend, you know, so it's a nice one to feel like you get this one for free, you know. So that could be for new signups. So, okay, well, that was just my little spiel about that. And then maybe about connecting, but with your past signups, because again, right, we talked about, you know, you don't want to move on to new customers until you've been able to actually help the ones that you have, get them on the LRP, really love on them. That is the key, right? Because if you just sign up a bunch of people and you have to do it over and over and over again, that's very daunting. I was talking to one of my friends who does Beauty Counter, and besides her telling me that our compensation plan is way better. Literally, she was shocked at it, right? And she's high up in Beauty Counter. Both people that I talked to, she just was like so in awe that we had a loyalty rewards program, like a monthly ordering, right? She's like, that would help me so much if I had that kind of program. Every month she has to start over again, right? And she's like, that's a daunting task. You know, she's like, one month I signed up, sold $5,000 to $6,000 in a month myself, right? But it's like, do you want to do that every month? And now she's a little jaded and overwhelmed, you know what I mean? And I don't blame her. I would be too, you know? So literally I shared with her about doTERRA and stuff like that. But just to know that that program really is your gold, right? Like if you can get those people on loyalty rewards orders, that is the main key on growing your business and seeing your volume grow every month. Otherwise, you've got to kill yourself every month to make higher numbers. That's not sustainable, right? Now, of course, when you get builders, that's another asset to help, but builders and shares plus the loyalty rewards program is definitely going to be your magic, you know, sauce for getting, you know, continual growth and things like that. So,
can I ask you a question really quickly about the LLV promo, just because I want to be clear? Do the people in August have to buy a kit, or can it be 100 PV?
Any order, so 100 PV is totally fine. Yeah, that's a good one. And so yeah, so they order something this month that's 100 PV. Next month, do the loyalty rewards order with 100 PV. They get the vitamin pack for free, which is, you know, retail, I forget how much, but, you know, wholesale, I think it's like $70 basically, right? 69 or something. So it's an awesome, awesome value. And again, if they like the vitamins, then they now are going to be on the loyalty rewards program forever. So it's quite an amazing promo of a product that they can get for free. Because normally the free product is like, cool, I got frankincense. It's going to last me for the year, right? Not like, oh, I love this soap product so much I need to order it every month, you know, or every other month that they do a half dose. So it's a great one. And then, like I said, I didn't get to listen to a lot of your guys' I did read them all. Read all the way through your guys' Sphere ones, but I felt like a lot of you shared a lot in those. So I'm going to try to go back and respond to that. You know, it just might take me a little bit longer, but I don't want you to feel like I'm not reading any of the homework. But I wanted to genuinely give time to like write it back. And last week did not give me any time. So, but thank you for sharing. I did feel like a lot of you guys, are working through stuff and talking about it and overcoming. And, those are good conversations to have. So if any of you guys want to have that after this group, I'm always here if you need to chat too about something. If something during this class was like a hang up for you and you really want to move past it, let's do a one-on-one and try to move past it. But this is our last week. It's on belief, right? Which I think is a great one to end on because, like Jenna said, your belief, will come. You might not have belief in yourself right now, right? You might not have belief like that you're going to be that diamond, that blue diamond, whatever your goal is. But that's okay, right? Like this is a journey that you're on and you don't have to have belief at this very moment. But like she said, just remember that people like me literally have been in your exact same spot. And like the lady Michelle that you watched, did you guys love Michelle at the end? I felt like she was so connectable, right? Like I have no like resources around me, no community, no money, no, literally, like she literally didn't have anything going for her. If we're like, oh, so-and-so has, was giving it to them, or this is so easy. She didn't, right? She literally just had a passion for connecting with people, loving on people, creating a team and sharing a product that she loved, right? So she didn't even maybe have belief in herself at the beginning, but belief came. And so just remember, you have to have belief though in yourself before you can help other people get belief in themselves, right? Like it would be really hard for me to be sitting up here talking to you guys if I literally if I didn't have belief in myself that it could happen and that I could do it. Because I would feel a little bit of a fake, right? Like, let me say it all. And really I can't even, I don't even believe it for myself. So just remember, like, you guys have to keep growing. You have to keep challenging yourself. You have to keep doing all these things because I know your guys' deepest desire is to have a team of your own that you are going to lead, inspire, connect with, and help believe in themselves, right? And before you can do that for someone, which is like the best gift, I feel like that's my favorite part of the business about any of it, right? Is like connecting with people and seeing them have like aha moments and growing and getting paychecks and helping others. Like that's my favorite. But if I wouldn't have had belief in myself, I don't think I would even feel like I could do a growth group with you guys, right? Or even get on and say, make a builder group and talk. I just would feel not inadequate, right? And I like how all these people throughout it said, you don't have to, I was listening to this other guy talk about leadership and he's like, you do not have to be perfect, right? You just have to be real, right? Like you guys get to see me with no makeup on after my sweaty gym workout. I mean, the first growth group, did I not like have my hair all done with my makeup, right? Because I was like all nervous and excited for growth group. And then now I'm like, all right, they've already seen me. It's okay. Like they already know that like I can get heated and then go off with passion. They already know I, make mistakes and don't tell the right homework or say one thing and forget it. And, like we all aren't perfect at everything. And I have kids running in here screaming. I'll probably have that tonight because we're watching my niece and nephews. My poor husband's dealing with all 4 kids and supposed to get them down to sleep. So let's all say a prayer that can happen. But I just feel like you guys want to know that I'm real and that I am not perfect, which clearly if you talk to my kids or my husband or my close friends, they will all let you know, or my girls at my bakery, that I am far from perfect. And I've had many of them tell me my flaws and I had to get over it, right? So just realize that, belief will come and that you guys are all going to inspire and empower women and men. And it's really an exciting thing. So this ending talk is like, I feel like so exciting. So the first one I want to talk about is that guy that talked about the power of belief, Eduardo. And I thought it was a really interesting story. I did a lot of research on the belief one for this topic. And, he talked about that chess master who had mastered chess and then moved on to martial arts, right? And that was sort of crazy, like literally being the best of the best. But what did he say? He said, what helped him was losing my first national chess championship because it helped him not fall into the trap, right? What is the trap that so many of us get hung up on? Which is that he was something special, right? That you had to be special and it wasn't about hard work. And if he would have thought that about himself, right, do you think he would have been able to then do and cross over to another one? No, because he wasn't that special, and he knew it was all about hard work, right? And that if you put it in and you have determination and belief in yourself, you can do it. And I really like that. And he said, oh, there was one other quote I liked, and then we'll go on to talking about fixed mindset versus growth mindset. But I took a photo of one of the quotes, and he said, let's see, where is it? My phone. Okay. The moment we believe that success is determined by an ingrained level of ability, we will be brittle in the face of adversity. And I think that's a great quote. And I just feel like we really can hold on to those words and just move past and really focus on our mind. And they were talking about fixed mindset versus growth mindset. And I thought that was sort of interesting, right? Because they talked about students a lot, but they had studies where it's the fixed mindset students were all about like learned behavior, results, things like that, right? I got the A+, but or I already know I'm bad in this and I'm not going to do good, so I'm just going to continue on that path, right? Whereas the growth mindset, it was all about learning and growing and becoming better and all of that. It didn't have to do with like, I got an A+ or a specific grade, right? It was that, okay, did you learn and grow? Like, my daughter was a good example today. We were at the Orange County Fair, and she's always like very adventurous and a go-getter, but she has to be a perfectionist, right? She's literally cries if she's not perfect at everything. I don't know where she gets that from, but she was up there, and her two cousins went up, and it was like this stage, and it was stacking the cups up on a pyramid. Who could do it the fastest, right? And her cousins are like way older than her, but she just wants to join in. So they're all up there. She's on the stage before I can even say Blake. Like, you don't even know what the competition is, right? Like, you don't even know how to stack a pyramid or what even. And so she gets up there, and I literally am like, my heart, I tell my mother-in-law, she's going to end up crying. She's going to cry on the stage. I know it. And so they go ready, set, go, and my two nieces start stacking up, getting all the cups out. So my daughter's literally like staring at them the whole time, and whatever they do, she starts trying to do until they go to stack the pyramid, and then she's literally like loses it on the stage, hysterically cries and runs off, right? And it was so sad. And so I literally, though, was like, okay, what's the teachable moment or whatever? And so she just didn't want to hear anything about it or go back. And so I had to be like, Blake, that was so brave of you, you didn't even know it, and you tried your hardest, but you didn't even know, how to do it. Let me teach you. And then, her cousins, who was the oldest, did the pyramid, and right before the buzzer rang, it all fell apart. So then I was able to tell her, see, Karis is not crying. Like, she tried her hardest. She's learning. And so literally the whole day I tried to focus on Blake. What were the best things about, not that you won the competition, right? Because that's your favorite thing to know, right? But you tried something new. You learned how to do it. You can try it next time. And like this whole mindset, so that she's not this kind of person where I only have success if I get this right, or it's only a good time if I'm perfect at it. And I feel like I could see how easily as a parent, I would want to parent someone and say like, yeah, just do this perfect and right, and you're going to be great. But really, are we setting our kids up for a fixed mindset, right? So when they do have a failure, then they've hit a roadblock and they can't get past it, right? Because literally, success is only when you win, and if you don't win, you're a loser then, right? Because we're all going to have roadblocks in doTERRA, and if you have a month where you set a goal and you don't hit it, are you going to be like, I'm a loser, I shouldn't do this business, this isn't for me? That is going to be the fixed mindset, right? Or the growth mindset would be, what can I learn about this? How can I do better next time? What did I do great about this? What did I do not so great? And what can I learn from this? How can I put in more energy here? And, really to just rise above. And so I'm just going to read some of the things I wrote down in my notes. So the key to success is the growth mindset. And then you can create it. She said, just pure grit doesn't always work, right? We need to change our mindset. The brain, he says, is very malleable. You can build your abilities and bring your growth to new levels. People with a fixed mindset focus on being judged, whereas people with a growth mindset focus on what they can learn. Fixed mindset people see a setback as it's time to withdraw, give up, they aren't capable, but a growth mindset, they always find a way around it and become better. What do you guys think about that? Does anybody relate with one more or the other? I know in every area of life we might be a little bit different, but what did you guys think about the fixed versus the growth mindset? You're gonna wait till someone answers.
I definitely think that I can relate more to the fixed mindset. I have that. I think we all kind of have that tendency to have a goal in mind and you want to hit it, but you don't tend to learn anything from when things come easy. You learn your own strength and you learn the things that you can really succeed at and accomplish when it's hard and when you fail miserably and you suck and then you have to learn how to do better. So
totally. Thank you. Anybody else? Okay. Oh, it's doing that thing again. Let me mute myself. Okay, maybe it's not. Okay, cool. You guys can hear me still? Okay, so the next one was programming your mind for success. And that lady's story was really interesting. I know, like, when she was talking about, like, okay, who wants to come up? And then she was giving everybody, like, when you ask the question of the audience, like, someone want to come up and volunteer. I know my mind would be flooding with all of these things, like, don't look at me, look away, don't, you know what I mean? And how, like, literally just in that moment, you can see how, really our mind's controlling so much, right? And we might miss out on an amazing opportunity. Why? Because we've already prejudged the situation. We're nervous or whatever it is, but like, what opportunities in life, maybe because of those emotions that we're letting our mind control, right, do we not get to be a part of? And so her story I thought was really interesting. And she said, the power of your mind, it has a huge impact on the actions that you take and the experiences that you have, And I really think that's true. I mean, you can just take example fear, right? Like if my kid's afraid of something, maybe like going on a ride at the fair, are they ever going to have the thrill of the ride or connecting with their friends or experiencing something new or, whatever those kind of fears are, we can see that in any life. Or, oh, I'm afraid to date someone or, whatever fears we have, it literally can control everything, right? Like, oh, I don't think in my mind that I'm capable of teaching a class, so I just won't ever, put out that I'm going to teach a class, right? Or offer to teach a class. Or I don't think I could ever be a business builder, so why should I ever let people know that I'm actually doing this as a business, right? Because I'm so insecure that I could actually lead someone that I would never want to have someone underneath me, because then that might actually challenge me to go lead somebody, and then maybe I'd make mistakes. But really, what did we always learn? Being real is what people want, right? They do not want a perfect leader. They would actually rather connect with you, that you're just like them and make mistakes and have failures and aren't perfect at it, than then you presenting somebody that's unattainable, right? Because if someone presents to me something that's unattainable, like sometimes, like workout videos, and I'm like looking at them and I'm like, okay, my body will never be like your body. This is slightly unattainable. Let me go to the person that's like mediocre maybe and be like, okay, you did it. I can do it too, right? I feel like sometimes when we see like other like people that are similar to us, like I did this workout plan or this exercise plan and it worked for me, then we're all like, what the heck, what is it? Because you connect with that person, right? They have the same struggle as you, they weren't perfect, maybe their life's chaotic too, they cheat a lot on their food, whatever it is, but you're like, you were able to do it. So why would we want to come across to someone when it comes to the business that we're so perfect? Because not many people are really going to connect with that, right? Like most people connect with mine where it's like, yeah, I don't have any time, I have crazy kid life, I have another job, but I had all these things in my life that I wasn't happy with. I mean, those are the things that they want to connect with, not like, man, this was so easy and perfect. I've never had any kind of issues at all, and I'm making $1 million. I'm on month one. You know what I mean? Like, not really. That's not really real. They can't connect with that and things like that. So make sure, and like, just because you have those mind blocks in your mind, that you're not projecting those, because you're not even going to get those experiences, right? She talked a lot about self-limiting thoughts, like your ability, your time. Need help? Oh, no. Oh, just making sure the kiddos. Okay. So like self-limiting thoughts, that's that book that we might go through, The Big Leap, I feel like, because I felt like I had a lot of self-limiting thoughts, and I've seen so many people have self-limiting thoughts and self-sabotaging thoughts. I literally, when I was reading the book one time, and it was like having to do with marital self-sabotaging, but I literally was like reading the book and like thinking about it a lot. And then I think I like walked in, and I literally in my mind, as I self-sabotage, like in this argument with my husband, I'm like, Melody, you're self-sabotaging this. Melody, like you're and I literally like did a full self-sabotage into a full fight, right? I mean, that lasted and whatever. And I'm like, why did you do that? Like, do I not believe I'm supposed to have a happy marriage, or I'm supposed to, I can have whatever it may be. But I literally was like self-sabotaging it. And I had to be like, why? Are you self-sabotaging that? And, with your business, maybe like 1 month you give it your all and the next month you don't. That's called self-sabotage, right? Like, you're not being consistent. You're sabotaging your business, like, maybe 1 week you post a lot and then you're like, oh, I'm not going to post. Like, those are subconscious. I feel like we're self-sabotaging stuff rather than just saying like, I'm in it. I'm going to do it. Because a lot of times I feel like I've even seen when I presented someone with like a handout of like the easiest way maybe to like do stuff, post on social media, do a class, whatever, they don't even do it. And I'm like, I couldn't have made it any easier. And you can do that with anything. Like, even if you have a trainer, like maybe you cancel your appointment with your trainer to work out, right? Like maybe like, you have your food plan all out for you. You don't have any other food in the house. Somehow we self-sabotage ourselves, right? We find the one donut that got hidden somewhere, in the kid's lunchbox. I mean, we all self-sabotage. And I feel like we have to really acknowledge those things in our life that we self-sabotage, because otherwise we're going to continue to do that same pattern. And it's not very fun because you end up in the same situation. And this lady was talking about how like she literally had great ideas and awesome opportunities, and she legitimately talked herself out of them. And I feel like some of you might do that, right? I mean, I know I've probably done that myself, but it's like, it's almost like it's too good. I don't deserve it. I won't be able to do it, right? Like, I know, Ashley, you talked last week, and it's like, with that class with your church women, you could have easily, right, did self-limiting beliefs, right? If you would have never done that small make and take, then you 100% would have self-limiting belief of, I couldn't do this bigger class. I'm going to self-sabotage it and say, no, I can't do it, rather than walking into the opportunity, connecting the best you can with these women, giving them resources, helping them, and seeing what comes from it, right? But you can see how easily in this business, by saying like, I just haven't done it long enough, or, you know what I mean? I don't have builders, or my house isn't that pretty, or I don't know what it is, but literally I know everyone has different ones that are like self-sabotaging or self-limiting beliefs. Does anybody want to share any and be vulnerable tonight? Or does like everyone not self-limit themselves and I'm the only person that does it?
I think something I do to limit myself is I get nervous about the idea of leading people. So that's something that I'm personally working on, is like telling myself that I can be a leader and that I have people that look up to me. And even though I don't have everything together, I can still be an effective leader.
Yeah. And do you think you've been able to connect with what that comes from, maybe like your past, or like, why you feel that way, or no?
Sort of, yeah. I mean, it definitely probably comes from like a deeper issue. I think for me growing up, I was always really quiet. And so I just never really like identified myself as a leader, because I was just like chill and easygoing and sort of just like let people, like, I didn't like follow, you know what I mean? But I just like was never really the one in charge. So
yeah, totally. I mean, I feel like that's so true. Most of the time as kids we're put into like, almost like they, whoever's like, oh, like, I did go into the role of like, I was in student council, so I talked a lot, or what, like we're all put in these, oh, you're this kind of person, oh, you're this kind of, and so we grow up with these beliefs about ourselves, which probably aren't even true, but high school or elementary school or whatever, there's even our parents' beliefs of us, right? Or our friends and ourselves, we all put ourselves like in a box, right? And it's sometimes so hard to break out of that box and be like, no, actually, I mean, from an outside looking in, I think you are a great leader, Allie. Like, people love listening to you. They're so intrigued by your life and how you live it. They're like interested in your lifestyle and what you do. And seriously, like, I feel like leading's all just about inspiring people, encouraging, empowering, and helping, right? Like, it's not like we're a boss. Like, I just listened to a podcast on fire your boss and actually become a leader, right? Because nobody wants a boss, right? What do they want? They want a leader, someone that inspires them, they can trust, they can look up to, that empowers them. And I feel like that's all of you guys. Like, that's what we can be. And so even to take the negative assumptions out of what a leader may look like, because we probably all have like negative ideas of a leader. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you're the bossy person. Oh, you're this. Oh, you're, you know what I mean? You think you're the best. You know, you're not teachable. But like, if we can be the kind of leader which is the best, it's like, okay, I'm always going to look at myself first if there's a problem, right? Whatever it is. And when you're trying to lead, like, that's the kind of leader I want to be, right? Rather than being like, oh, I lead and it's because I hired you and you have to follow me, right? Because like, as we listen to some of those ones, right? That's like a boss, right? And most people hate their bosses, right? Like, you're not choosing to follow your boss only because you get paid, right? But a leader, especially in this kind of circumstance with doTERRA, it is all choice, right? Like, no one is forced in a sense to follow you, right? They could be underneath you and actually go off on their own or whatever and do their own thing. Or they're choosing to believe in you, to have you inspire them, encourage them, and follow you. And I feel like all of you guys, like from what I've seen, are totally living lives that are like that. So thanks for sharing. I think that's great. And I think a lot of us weren't grown up as, like, very few people probably grew up and feel like I'm a leader, you know what I mean? Or I could be a leader, you know? So yeah, anybody else want to share? Self-limiting or self-sabotaging?
I think for me, I've just recently started sharing oils on social media, and sometimes I like really love what I'm doing and I'm getting like great response, but then I get this thought in the back of my mind, like, oh, what are these other people that like aren't liking my photos? Like, I know they see it, but like, what are they thinking about me? And I always have these moments where I have these like ghost people that I like worry about. And I don't know why I care what those people think about me, because what I'm doing, it's like making me happy and giving me like life to my life again, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I always get this like self-doubt in my head, like, oh, I love this post and I'm so excited to share it, and I love people that are like commenting or they're messaging me about it, but then I like get stuck and I'm like, what are these other people thinking about me? Or like, what is about these people that I like used to work with like 5 years ago, and they're probably like, oh, is she still doing this? Or like, why is she sharing that? Or like, and I get in my head about it and I make stories about like what they're thinking of me, and I don't know why I like care so much, because at the end of the day I don't, because I really love what I'm sharing, but then I always self-doubt myself into thinking about those people that don't matter. So,
yeah, no, I mean, that's why like probably like the first year of it, or first year and a half, I was like a sharer, but I would never say I was doing doTERRA as a business, right? I didn't even probably want people to know that I was making money off of it, right? And it was all those kind of weird thoughts too. And then when I got back into doing it and actually saying that I was doing it as a business, I had to work through a lot of those thoughts, right? And then I had to really come to the conclusion of like, even like for me posting that photo of myself on my Instagram tonight.
He's making me scared because of the noise he's making, and I want to fall asleep.
Why don't you go lay on the couch then instead?
Okay.
I'm probably legit gonna have kids running in through this whole time, because my sister-in-law lives behind us, so that so he's over there putting her 2 kids to sleep, and he's gonna be there till 11. So we might see a lot of my kids tonight. Okay. Yes. And so I totally had those issues. And so what I was going to say is I just posted on Instagram tonight the photo of me in the magazine on doTERRA. And it took me like a week. I think I photographed that like a week and a half ago. And like, I have like mind struggles of like posting out of the business sometimes even, and coming across like a Rodan and Fields rep, or I don't know what it is. And you know, what that even means, you know? But yeah, like, I literally just had to be like, but now I tell myself, like, not that I don't have that talk, right? But I quiet it, and then sort of like what what's his name said last week, who's the big speaker guy, Tony Robbins said, I train my mind, and when I say we're going to do it, we're going to do it, right? So I knew by taking the photo of the magazine, I wasn't going to post it. I knew that was a smart business decision, and I know that gives people the opportunity to do the business with me, right? Does it make me still feel slightly uncomfortable for whatever reason, and I'm still working through it? Yes, right? But that's fine, right? I'm still working through it. And oh, okay. Ooh, I literally am having. Okay, I'm gonna try it again. Can you guys hear the echo or no? Yeah. Okay, there it is. That's the weirdest thing. Okay, so I literally had the same thoughts as you, Cheryl, right? And I'm thinking like, okay, what are people commenting? Okay, what are people thinking that I posted this? Or I don't know. Like, but then I like, which I'll talk about later. One of the quotes that John Maxwell said in his is about other people's opinions of you, and he said, if you worry about what other people think about you, it's because you have more confidence in their opinion of you than your own. Right? And I was like, you know what I mean? And it's like, so truth, right? Like, seriously, Melody, do you really care what other people's opinions are of you or your own? And it's so true. Like, of course, I care more about what I personally think about myself, and I know it's true about myself, right? And if there are other people out there judging me, well, you know what? I don't really care anymore. You know what I mean? Like, they're not who know me, because any of the people that know me, right? And they're not judging me for that, and they're happy for me, and they're excited for me, and they know this is my passion, and that I love it, and that I bless them with it. I mean, literally all my friends give, tons of free stuff from me. Literally anytime their kids said, Melody. I mean, I'm like their number one go-to person. So clearly they're all stoked that I'm into essential oils, right? And absolutely love it. So if I'm having any weird thoughts, it's about the random person on Instagram that I've never even met, and why do I ever care about that, right? But I totally know that's a real fear, Cheryl, because I had to work through it too, and I'm still sometimes. But I do feel like if we can go back to saying like, sort of like I read this book, The Battlefield of the Mind, and literally I had to it's like taking your thoughts captive, right? Okay, what was that thought? I know that's a lie, so now I'm going to say a truthful something about it and focus on that, right? And literally claim that thought as a lie and then move past it, because then it doesn't even have like control over you anymore, right? Or sometimes I had to say it out loud to someone else and share it, right? Sometimes I feel like sharing or venting to somebody or just talking about it really helps me, right? Because then it's out in the, like, you're going to have to read a book or something. Yeah. All right, I'll be right back. Take a pause. You guys can say inspiring things to each other right now. Or you can choose to land on, but you cannot keep coming in. Which one are you going to do? Okay? And then you guys can put them on the bed. Donovan, go read books with Blake.
I'm going to try this for you, okay?
All right, thank you.
The door, okay?
Well, my kids are going to be wild running through my house. Okay, there we're back. Okay, so that was a great one. So let's move on to, where was I added my thing with her? Okay, let's see. Okay, one of her other quotes that I really liked is, she said, your destiny is determined by your choices that you make. Choose now, choose well. And then to focus, she said, on your why. To her, that was the most important thing. And then to program your mind for success. Replace your negative thoughts with empowering thoughts, right? She said, success is no accident. You have to do it on purpose. Know your why you want to achieve it, what kind of person you need to be to achieve it, and then realize that you only have one life to achieve it. you know? And some of those statements are just so true, right? And to hold on to that. And how when she was able to stop self-sabotaging herself and self-limiting herself, how she literally broke through, found something that really was her passion, right? Because she was even super successful, that lady, right? She made this whole whatever it was, I forget what techie thing she did, like phone something. And she's like, but I was miserable, you know? And she couldn't figure out why. And then she was self-sabotaging everything in her life until she figured out why, because I didn't have my main true why. And she's like, when I finally had the light bulb moments, like they said, okay, you know, that analogy of like, you know, you're dead and then you look back and what are people saying about you, you know, and you're, you know, coffin or whatever that weird analogy is. But basically, what are people going to say about you and how you lived? And did you live with passion? Did you go for it? Did you help others? Did you, you know, love hard, play hard, whatever it is? Like, what do you want people to? And is your life right now reflecting that? And if it's not for her, it wasn't reflecting that, right? So then she changed her life because that was a light bulb moment for her. So I love that about hers. And then I really connected with John Maxwell's a lot. His was on confidence and courage. And he says for leaders, which I believe all of you guys are, he said, let me read this real quick. Okay, so he says that people need to be confident in themselves, in their vision, and in people. And again, that's why we need to have that belief in ourselves, right? Because otherwise, it's really hard to move forward if you don't have confidence. He says the result is that people, and he was talking about how a confident leader gives people confidence. And I really think that's true. If you're trying to learn something from somebody and they do not have confidence in themselves, they are not going to bring out confidence in you, right? And that's the kind of leader you want to be. And he said, confidence is the core of charisma. And I feel like what is, you know, when it's somebody that you're looking at in life who has charisma, whatever that means to you, they're free, they're living life to the fullest, they're open, they're enjoying their life, really, they're not holding back, right? They have this unattainable thing that we feel like we can't grasp, but they have it. And so many of us might look on Instagram in a sense and feel like some of those people out there are so unattainable. Now, some of them do not have confidence, and behind that, they don't really have it, and they're like insecure, right? But a lot of people do have confidence, right? And that most of the time is the core of charisma. And charisma does bring people towards you, right? Because you are living this life that is authentic and you feel like free to live it and to go for it, right? And I feel like a lot of business people, you know, have maybe connected with me because they felt like, oh, wow, she wasn't like embarrassed or scared to close her second bakery. Now, closing my second bakery, I could have thought in a lot of different ways. I'm a failure. I opened a second bakery and I closed it. Why did I even go for it? I should never try anything new, right? All of those kind of things. Like, it's not a great thing to be like, yeah, I had 2 bakeries. Now I have 1 bakery. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't really come off as a positive, right? But to be honest, you know, I had to come and really look at my heart and be like, what do I want for my life? And is having a second bakery align with what my goals were? Because I did not care about everybody else's opinions that I thought they might have. Like, oh, her bakery isn't successful anymore. Oh, it's going downhill. Oh, she can't, whatever, right? No, I knew what I wanted, which is more time freedom, less dealing with employees. Can I get an amen? No, I love my employees, but there's too many, right? Like, just the drama of it all. And I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, and doTERRA was going big, and I wanted to put more time into it, right? And my husband literally has said to me since I closed Newport, it seems like you enjoy life so much more, right? And to me, I knew that was true. So when I closed my bakery and people said, oh, so it's like a negative, I'm sorry. No, what did I say? I'm stoked on it. I've been wanting to close it actually for quite a while, and I was in a 5-year lease, right? I love it. I worked my butt off. I expanded my business. That was great. But why should I limit myself on what I really want, right? And so why should I not feel like talking about like doTERRA is awesome and it's a great opportunity. And yeah, it's giving me more financial freedom and time freedom. And yeah, now I can stay at home with my kids more. Whereas before I was working 3 to 4 days a week. Like, those are all awesome. And I feel like people are going to connect with that, you know? So connect with the people in your life by having that confidence in yourself, which is that charisma, right? That's the core, he's saying, of charisma. And that will attract people to you. And that's one of the reasons why I feel like I posted that photo is it's like, I want to have confidence in myself as a business and our team and the opportunity, right? Because that's attractive to people. And if I'm not confident in putting that out there, then how are they going to feel confident in knowing that I can help them do the business, right? They're not going to be. So we always have to definitely remember that. And that comes true. Even if you're like, I'm still working on the confident business thing. I just really want to master being confident in oils, right? At first, too, I was just feeling like insecure, like, I don't know every oil. What if they ask me a question I don't know? I mean, I think we've all thought that a million times, right? And then I had to be like, okay, I can be confident in what I know about essential oils, which is a lot more than everyone else in this room probably. And I can answer a lot of their questions about 10 oils that they have no clue about. And if they want to talk about the other 30 oils that doTERRA has, I'm going to tell them I'll research it. Then I'll learn more and I help them, right? And they love that. I was still confident in what I knew about essential oils and what was true about them, right? And they love it. They didn't want me to say, like, I know everything about essential oils. They just wanted to know that they worked, that I knew about the top 10 I was sharing about with them, right? That I knew how they could help their family and that I would be there to support them. Right? That's all they cared about. And I feel like by now, each of you can be confident in those top 10 oils. And so there's no reason you can't share essential oils with people confidently, right? Let's see what else I wrote in here. Oh, I like this one. She said, fear is a confidence killer. And she said, people that are successful, it isn't that they're always right, but that they don't fear being wrong. And that's sort of what I said. It's like, if I feared, like, oh my gosh, I just expanded my bakery a lot, I'm over my head, why could I think I could do something else and take on doTERRA, right? That fear could have taken over me, and I just wouldn't have taken on the opportunity, right? Or like my fear of like, when I first got started, I literally, after like 2 classes of Carly teaching, I was like, heck, I can do this. I know about these top 10 oils. Like, I already use them all day long. I can teach a class. I can connect with people. That's all people want. And instead, if I would have had fear, do you think I would have moved to Premier in 90 days and then would have sought income and then now would have been doing it as a business? So I can see if I would have limited myself in a lot of other ways, I probably wouldn't be here today, right? So like maybe ask yourself, what fears do you guys have that are limiting you in your business and, not giving you the confidence that you can have? And he said, confidence releases the risk. Courage is the result of confidence. And he said, life expands or shrinks in proportion to your courage. Courage is living in one's convictions in the face of fear, right? So whatever you hold fast, true, and believe in, right? Even if you're scared, just hold true to those. That's what courage is, right? Doing it anyway, right? Even if you're scared to do that one-on-one because you don't know what that person's going to think about you, right? Or to write that brand rep, right? Who like, oh my gosh, that brand rep has so many followers. Why? Have confidence, have courage, and go forward with your convictions about it. And that will bring you so many more places than, oh, like I loved Kate when she shared this week, like how awesome was that? That she's like, oh my gosh, I wrote to the lady with 70,000 followers. And then she wrote back and said, I was thinking about you too. And then we're going to do something. I mean, that's awesome. And what if, because I'm telling you, I'm going to call Kate out on this. I love her to death. She's my best friend. But I've been trying to get her to do that for maybe 5 months now, people. 5 months, right? And we all have to work through our things, right? And so for me, seeing her write that, I knew how much that meant to Kate because she's been holding it in her mind for 5 months, I think, right? Because I gave her that when I was trying to help her in different ways grow and giving her ideas. I'd said, Kate, I think you should do this. You have probably people to connect. And we talked about that one girl, right? And then she hadn't connected yet with the person. And so for me, when she did that, I was literally like a cheerleader on the side. Like I knew it, right? Like I had belief in Kate before she had belief in herself, right? And the same thing with you guys. It's like, don't limit yourself. Like I can see all of your guys' potential, like better than you can, right? Like I see you in the best light and see all the things that you guys can do. And most of the time your worst enemy is your head telling you, I can't do this. I'm not good enough. that, you know what I mean, whatever it is. And it's like, seriously, if you guys can get rid of that, you will have so many more opportunities open up for you, right? And how exciting would that be for your business if that were the truth, right? Just because you said, no, I'm going to take control of my mind instead of my mind controlling me, right? So I was super excited about that. And then then John said, the people who do not grow are unwilling to leave what they have known and practiced. They are not willing to admit wrong and to discover what is right. Therefore, they cling to what they think is right, and their lives end up wrong. I'm going to read it again because I had to play it 3 times when I read it, but he said, the people who do not grow are unwilling to leave what they have known and practiced, which I think is so true, right? We all get in our comfort zones. That's the easy thing to do. And so he says they are not willing to admit they're wrong and to discover what is right. Therefore, they cling to what they believe is right, and therefore their lives end up wrong, you know? And if you cling to that thing that you're so comfortable in, that stage in life, your same group of friends always, whatever it is, you're not going to find out that amazing thing that's on the other side, right? Where Michelle showed that cliff that the lady was climbing up to, and it just looked so daunting, right? But right around the corner was the waterfall, right? But so many times we're probably all in those spots where like, all I see is the crappy rocks. I'm exhausted. I'm so tired. That class sucked. My one-on-one didn't go good. My unilevel went down this month. Whatever it is, right? And we're not thinking like, the waterfall, it's around the corner. Like, let me start doing positive thoughts, empowering. Let me like not self-limit myself, you know, all of these kind of things. I thought that was a great one. And then one other thing I like too that he said, which is great for leaders, is he said, I will first help people get what they want, and then they will help me get what I want. And he says the key that he found later on in his life was partnership, right? Instead of being a ladder climber, he was a ladder builder, meaning he wasn't trying to, you know, out-climb someone else and outdo it and whatever. And that's one thing I love about doTERRA. It's like they're all a family, right? Like in my diamond club, or not club, but my diamond group that doTERRA adds you to, they have a group and it's all the diamonds, blue diamonds, presidential diamonds, and everybody posts all the stuff for free on there. Ask questions and everybody is helping and cheering everyone on. And it's an awesome thing to see a company that does that, right? Rather than all the top leaders hating each other, not even wanting to, like, trying to screw each other. No, what doTERRA has shown is that it's better to be a ladder builder, right? Instead of a ladder climber. Because that's lonely. You climb to the top of the ladder and you're by yourself, right? And that is not fun. It's not inspiring, and you don't get the most out of life. And he said, complete others rather than compete with others. And I really love that, right? And I feel like the whole structure of doTERRA's business about having a team and helping other people reach their goals is so like that, right? It's like, let's help everybody underneath them reach their goals. Oh, wait, I hit my goal too, right? Because I was able to help everybody else hit their goals. And doing that is the best feeling ever, right? And then you're like, I wasn't even feeling like I was alone in this the whole time and striving, and I have a team with me, right? And then the people that are underneath you are going to feel loyal to you and so grateful and all this because you're literally looking out for them and not just yourself, which is totally different than most businesses, right? I love that about that. And then a little bit on, I put in that one from the guy who was, ex-convict or in the prison for 2 times, because I thought that was like such a good breaking of like belief, right? Like his example of like literally how he is looked at by society, right? How people judge him, right? I mean, we're looking at people Instagram judging us, right? How about coming out of prison, right? How are you supposed to make your life successful? Everyone judging you. He was like, I was my worst critic, right? And these are some of the quotes he said. He realized he could make his own miracle. Isn't it amazing what people can do when they start believing in themselves? And that's what that one college professor said, right? When he was like, I was waiting for her to like praise me because that was my new crack, right? Instead of crack cocaine, I wanted praise from everybody. And she just said, isn't it amazing what people can do when they start believing in themselves? Basically like a reality check. Like, see, believe in yourself and see what your potential is. And then he said he realized the only person left to believe in me, that needed to believe in me, was me. Right? And for him, he said, that was like his aha moment, that he was the last person left around him, right, at his school and his workplace and his family, that still wasn't believing in himself, right? And when he finally decided to believe in himself, he just started bursting crying because he felt free for the first time, right? He'd never felt free since he got out of prison. And he's like, finally, I was free, you know? And I feel like maybe once you guys start having belief in yourself, you guys are going to be like, finally, I'm free from this constant mental battle that I have in my head every day, right? That's like I meet a new person and I have this battle, or I post on Instagram, and even if we can't fully win the battle, what if we take it down half a notch, right? Or cut it in half and we feel better and it's more enjoyable. And what a great thing. He said, self-doubt can rob you of so many things. And what has it robbed you guys of? We talked about some of it already. He said, your past does not have to define your future. You have a choice. He said, will your past define you or refine you, right? And I looked at a lot of things that I went through my bakery that were painful, and when it was leadership and growing, and literally I could have seriously said like, okay, a lot of those things at my bakery like broke me down, and I felt like working with a lot of people and being a leader was hard, and maybe I sucked at it and failed at it certain times, and I just want to go back into a cocoon and only be with my family and never lead anybody, so I don't have to apologize or have expectations put on me, because that is a burden, right? And that's a lot. And I was tired of people judging me and thinking I should be doing this when I was just like, let me live my own life, right? Or whatever it is. And so I literally could have gone back into my cocoon and said, I'm done helping people. I'm done trying new things. I'm done dreaming. Like, why? I'll just keep with one bakery. We'll close this one. That's fine, right? But no, I felt like I have a passion for this. I really enjoy this. I love connecting with people. I love helping people. And just because it's hard and maybe I haven't been perfect in the past doesn't mean I can't try again to be great and do better, right? Because I feel like once I know my flaws, I can work on them, right? And so if you guys feel like you're finding a lot of your flaws, it's actually a really good thing, because then you can work on them and then you get better, right? But if you don't ever open yourself up to anybody that can show you that you have flaws or maybe things to work on, you literally stay the same person forever. And that's why most older people are like old, mean, crotchety or whatever, instead of like inspiring, giving back or whatever, right? Because they're sort of over it because you get a little jaded in life, right? Instead of like rising above to inspire, encourage, and help people. And then lastly, Michelle Cannons. I just took a couple notes because I know it's 9 o'clock, we'll end soon. But she said, believe in miracles. I have seen so many of them when every other indication would say that hope is lost. And she said, hope is never lost. And for her, I mean, as she's crying, saying this almost, how real was that, right? She literally felt hopeless in those moments as she was going from city to city, doing the same kind of daily grind a lot of us are stuck in, you know what I mean? And she just did feel like hope was lost. And she loved the quote, comparison is the thief of joy. And I mean, I'm telling you, that's such a good one to hold on to. She said it's always like right there in front of her. And I feel like even in the beginning, and especially now, I can literally compare myself all the time to someone else. I do it on a daily basis. And I really do believe that it is the thief of, joy. And maybe like, what are the things that you guys are doing in your life? Where you're comparing yourself. Maybe it's even comparing yourself with someone in this group, right? Like, oh, what if I was just like this person? Or what if I got this many enrollments? Or what if I, had time freedom like they did? Or, what we don't compare, right? Because we normally don't know a person's full story anyways, right? And so comparing them to this unrealistic thing that isn't even true only, steals your joy, your passion, and everything like that. And then she said a couple things on how to expand your belief in yourself. Set goals, serve others, and forget about yourself. And I know we talked about this a lot, and I think it's so key. She said, don't ever give up. Believe you are worthy enough to accomplish your dreams. And then she said, this was her quote, "This doTERRA journey is all about growth, building relationships. It's about becoming the person you are meant to be. It's learning that you can accomplish anything you put your mind to. It's about expanding your beliefs." And I feel like for a lot of you, you're going to see that going on this doTERRA journey is going to be hard, right? And it's going to pull you and it's going to challenge you. But really, you will expand your beliefs about yourself and what you can do and who you can help and inspire and all of that more than you ever thought if you stick with it. So that was a little bit. Did anyone have any thoughts? I know when I first watched Michelle's a while ago, I was so inspired by it. I really connected. So did any of you guys connect with Michelle or have any thoughts, or even John Maxwell, anything like that? This is your last chance to share in growth group because this is our last one, people. No? Okay. I thought someone said something. Whoops. There you go. There you go again. Okay. Okay. Well, that was. Okay. There it is. Now let's do it. Okay. Well, I mean, I hope you guys have enjoyed Growth Group. I've really enjoyed it. I learned a lot because I had to watch so many inspirational videos. You guys don't even know. You probably thought you watched a lot of inspirational videos from all the ones that I put on Growth Group, but I'm telling you, I probably watched 3 times that amount to make sure they were okay. But I really, really want to get your guys' opinion on this. So I'm going to try to come up with tomorrow or sometime this week, like a questionnaire. And seriously, like, I only want to make this better. You will not offend me in any way. If you guys have like suggestions or critiques or whatever it is, like, we want to make this better for our team, right? Because all the next wave of people that are going to be doing this group are going to probably be your guys' new builders, right? Like, I'm probably going to restart it in the fall. And so anybody who's going to be restarting it, you know, I want you guys to feel confident in knowing that, like, this is going to be something that benefits them. So whatever you guys can say to help me make it better, like, I will just thank you for it. So, you know, I'll ask questions like, was it too long every single week? Too many videos? Did you guys like the homework, you know, things that Jenna had, or was it sort of monotonous? You know, were our talks too long, you know, whatever. And then the point trackers, was it helpful to you or was it not helpful? You know, and then anything else that you guys think might be an added benefit. I'd love to hear that. And then if you guys want to post tomorrow your final points for the week, or tonight, you know, if you have them, it's the end of the night, then I will try to tally all the points and we will pick our winners, and I'll mail out some checks this week to everyone that won. But last month, like I said, was such an awesome month. Congratulations to all of you guys that rank advanced, that signed people up, that loved on people, that did classes, that got builders. You know, so many great things are happening, and it's been so fun because not all of you guys get to see everyone's back offices, but I do, and it's like super exciting to see, like, oh my gosh, look who signed and who's this and how many LRP orders and, you know, all those kind of things. So you guys are really growing a lot, and, you know, there are a couple convention tickets still out there if anyone isn't signed up for convention that wants to go. If you're really wanting to, I mean, it's an awesome experience. I've heard sadly, I have not gone, but everyone that has, that I know of, it's like a game changer. So this will be my first one. I'll be there for only a little bit because I'm in Kate's wedding, but I'm going out for a little bit. So yeah, so I'm excited for all of you that are going to going to convention. If you're not, like I said, connect with me and I can try to get you guys in there. No, you want to say hi?
Hi.
There's Donovan for you. All right, well, clearly my kids still aren't in bed. So I guess I'll go put on the mom hat. But thank you guys so much. Like I said to the people who came on a little bit later, I'm going to keep up the growth group. Like Shannon said, she wanted on Facebook. So it's still going to be on there. You guys can go on it whenever you want. All of the videos are always saved on the pinned post up there by the week. I have them on there. So if you want to rewatch them, or if you know of a specific one that would help one of your builders or something, you can send it to them. If you do think, though, that they will go through the whole group, I would say not to share too much of it, because I prefer them to go through the whole group rather than getting here and there, because I think all of it as a whole really helps. But you can go back on there, and then I am going to try to keep up like a weekly thing, I think. And so next Thursday, we will be having a guest speaker on who's a platinum in doTERRA, sharing her story and things like that. And then potentially we might go through a book. Does that sound like going through a book sound stupid, or you guys like that? Or what would you guys like as like a continuation for the whole group? Any thoughts on that? Everyone like the book club idea or no?
I like the book club idea.
You like that? I feel like it's not as much like of a time pressure, right? Like one chapter a week or something, or maybe if they're small, maybe 2. And if you get them on Audible, it's not that hard to listen to it while you drive, you know? And then just more of a time of community, because one of the favorite parts of growth group, I think all of you guys agree, is like getting to know everybody, right? And the encouragement and the support. And I loved all of your guys' videos that you posted this week and today, especially to the group. Like, it's really those kind of things are going to make our community so much better, and really help all of your future communities that you're going to add to it. So, yeah, okay, great. Well, then maybe we'll do the Big Leap. I know Beth's read that, and she really liked it as well. So has anybody else read the Big Leap before? No? Okay, so I think I'll probably do that book because I did like it. It's like with limiting beliefs, which I think is something we all still have. So maybe we'll do that. So maybe we'll do limiting beliefs, the Big Leap, and then next week, though, we'll probably wait for the book club a week. We'll do Rachel to start, or Rebecca, sorry, with her talk next week. So thanks, you guys. I'll look forward to your point trackers tomorrow, just to get it in as speedy as possible, because I sort of want everyone to like see who, won, and not be like dragging it on for another week or so. But yeah, have a great night, you guys. Bye.
Hey.